Okay, now that we've reviewed what a prototypical DZ/DT signal should look like, and we've prepped kind of what look like some prototypical signals here, now we're going to go ahead and classify this whole DZ/DT. So we go Analysis, Impedance Cardiography, DZ/DT Classifier. Which channel contains a DZ/DT signal? That is channel 1 with the same name. Now which channel contains the ECG data? That is the channel 7 in this case. ECG, you're always looking for the name ECG 100C. And now we need to highlight that representative cycle that we prepped up in the last video. So we'll say OK. You have to select one single cycle. So there's some things to consider here. Here looks like a possible notch that we're going for in this one. And here's a possible notch here. That's a big old notch. And here's a harder to find notch. I think in this case I'm going to take the one that's a little harder to find, because the more clearly I define that in this step, the more information the algorithm will have to work with. If I take a real simple example, it's going to have more trouble figuring out where it places the B point on this one or this one. So I'm going to go with this one here. And I'm going to put my cursor kind of close, but not there yet. And then I'm going to keep ticking. I'm using my right arrow key on the keyboard to kind of tick one at a time. I think the one right before that was a good starting point. So I'm going to say that's my starting point, and then I'm going to highlight exactly to that equivalent point in the next cycle. So I'm holding my shift key down, and I'm going to click this way until I'm short of where I think I need to be. That allows me to use my right arrow key with my right hand while my left finger is still holding the shift key. So this is shift highlighting, if you've ever used speed keys. Now I'm going to go much slower because I think I don't want to do the beginning of this cycle. I just want to get to right before it begins, and I think that's right before it begins. So I feel confident now. That's my representative cycle. I recommend you take about 2 or 3 times this amount of time to do it the first or second time, if not more. Really be precise and careful, because the better job you do highlighting this cycle, the more success you'll have with the B points being in the right location and easier for the algorithm to place. Then we say cycle is selected. And with these 90-minute files, it takes the algorithm a while to work. I'm going to just hang on here. You could probably skip in the video, but you'll see it's making a lot of calculations here in a different language, which I always find fun. And it's still classifying. Okay, and then it's done, and we'll pick up in the next video what to do next.